my name is Tori, this is Novel Life, and welcome back to my channel. Today is the start of a brand new reading vlog. I actually haven't vlogged in quite a while. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I've actually vlogged anything, which is kind of crazy to me because I'm so used to vlogging like every week. I'm always vlogging something, but we're getting back into it. Anyway, so today, as you can tell from the title, I'm gonna read Magnolia Parks by, oh, what is her name? I can't remember. Hang on. It's a great start to vlogging. Like, I just don't know how to vlog anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna read Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So this book actually came out in 2021, and okay, so a whole explanation of why I'm reading this book. So my friend Sam from Sam Reads Little, she messaged our like group chat and was like, have you guys been seeing this book all over your Instagram? And I was like, no, not at all. She's like, I keep getting ads, people are talking about it. I was like, I don't see anyone talking about it. So she read it for a reading vlog that she posted like a week or two ago, and she said she really enjoyed it. This is a thick ass book. It's like 600 pages or something like that, 500, 600 pages. Now, what gets me, the ebook is $9.99 and it's independently published, and the paperback's like $22 or $21.99 or something like that. That's pretty damn expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Also, the cover, I am so confused. I didn't even think this was a romance book, but apparently it is like British Gossip Girl. I know Zay from Witty Reads on Instagram, she read it, she was like, I need you to read this because I need someone to talk to. I was talking about this in an Instagram live when we figured out the prices and stuff like that. I do know Raven Haired Reader on YouTube, she has read it and she has been talking about it and loving it as well. Now, I do know Sam said this is a very much character-driven book. There is basically no damn plot. So just know that going in. Now, I posted it on Instagram. I posted a poll on Instagram and I said, do you guys want me to vlog this book? Would you want me to? And like 95% of you said yes. It was like 50 something people said yes and like 6 people said no. So I'm gonna vlog it. Hi, future Tori. I am editing this vlog. I wanted to say, yes, I decided to move on to book 2 and 3. So this vlog is gonna have books 2 and 3, but I will still update you at 25, 50, 75, and I think 100% like when I'm done with book 1. Okay, bye. I'm gonna get it started. Come with me for my unfiltered thoughts. If you've read it, drop in the comments what your thoughts are, and then yeah, you'll see mine in a little bit. But I'm in the mood to like really critique this book because I'm like, all right, everyone's been talking about it. I need to know if it's like real or not. Now, I just read Ivy by Will and Ash, which is also described as like Gossip Girl meets something else, Pretty Little Liars, and I absolutely loved Ivy. That was a 5-star read. So if it's anything like Ivy, I will love it because some people say it's British Gossip Girl. So we'll see. Also, the cover is just hella confusing to me. Anyway, how many times have I said that? Let's just get this vlog started. Come along with me. And yeah, I'll see you when I hit 25% and let's talk about it. Hello. Okay, this angle is really bad. Whoa. Hang on. Okay. Don't mind the hair. I'm still working, kind of. It's the next day. I didn't update yesterday because I got really busy doing live shows and stuff. But y'all, okay, I'm officially I can't even contain the excitement in my voice. I'm officially 25% through. I'm on chapter 14. I read 161 pages out of 641, and I have some thoughts. Okay, so everyone has been hyping this book up, right? I knew it was character driven. Someone on a live show last night basically told me it was more like the Calloway sisters Addicted to You series with Lily Lowe, you know, like the other characters in the Calloway sister, Reich and Daisy, all that stuff. And I thought, okay, I don't really like Lily and Lowe. Well, I really don't like Lily. You jump right into their bullshit in this book. Like, you jump right in. You are dropped in the middle of it, and it is toxic, it is angsty, it is back and forth, it is holy shit, right person, wrong time, like all of that together, and I'm obsessed. So I will say, Sam did tell me, I was voice memoing her back and forth today because she told me to keep her updated as well. So while I update you, I also update her. So I read like 3 chapters last night, so I gave her my update really early this morning when I started working. And she said, the writing is something that I don't know how to describe to people because it's different, but I don't know the word to use. And I wouldn't say it's poetic, I wouldn't say anything like that. It's just a very interesting writing style. It's kind of like you're reading a biography, like an autobiography a little bit. You do get points of view from both the female and male characters. So we have BJ, and that's a weird name to me, obviously, but it's spelled like B-E-E-J. But also it's like BJ, like just the initials. It stands for something something. His name is like, it's his first name, his middle name, and that initials is BJ. And then our female character, you get her point of view, who is Magnolia Parks, that's her name, and he calls her Parks. They have had this back and forth relationship, friendship for years. And I finally, you know, like you're dropped in the middle of it where they're going back and forth. He's having sex with random girls and she's going out with dudes and kissing dudes, and it's pissing him off, and he's pissing her off, and it's this back and forth like game that they're playing. And I'm like, why are they playing this game? What happened? I don't understand what's going on. And within the last like 10-15% of the book, you get to see exactly what happened and how bad he screwed up, because he keeps saying, I screwed up, I fucked up. Listen, I'm a sucker for Gossip Girl. I love Gossip Girl. I love the Upper East Side of New York. I love the grand, you know, fashion and materialistic things. I'm a very materialistic person. Not that I don't appreciate non-material things, but I do like owning nice things. If I can own nice things, I like to buy nice things. So bags and jewelries and earrings and stuff like that, and shoes. I like getting those like nicer things. I'd rather pay money for nicer things because in the long run they last. That's just my, like, how I am as a person. So seeing all the things that they have, like brands I've never heard of, and I'm like, I'm searching up these brands because I love to know these things. I am loving it. Like, it is so great. And so Sam's read it, but I told Jess that I'm reading it as well because we're budding reading another book at the same time, so I'm going back and forth. And I said, you need to read this book. It is so angsty. And she's like, I live for some angst. So I sent her a quote, right? And this is really out of context, but this is one of the best quotes that I can describe the writing style, because I don't know how else to describe it. So it says, our faces are frozen in what feels like hopeless love but couldn't be, because I don't love him anymore. I cannot. And the beginning of that quote is basically like something happens, they see each other from across the room, and she describes these like a wall of glass going up between them, and they're in this like fade to black situation where it's just them and they're screaming at each other. He's screaming, I love you, and she's screaming, it's not enough. And this is a quote that comes right after it. So it's like not an autobiography type writing, but you see it when it's that person. Like if it's Magnolia's point of view, it goes back and forth between like what happened, like her thoughts of what happened previously or with another person, and then what she's doing right now, if she's sitting and having coffee or having dinner or something like that. It's a very interesting writing style. It's very unique, but I'm not mad about it. When I started reading it last night, it did take me a little bit longer to get through because, you know, with every author, especially this author I've never read before, you have to get to know how they write. Like I can't just pick up, I just have a Catherine Cowles book. I know exactly how she writes, so it's so easy to jump into, this is the 5th book in the series, if that makes sense. So I cannot wait to get done with work so I can go sit down and read, because I just want to eat this up. Like it's doing something for me, I'll just tell you that. So yeah, I don't know if they do have an HEA in this book. I don't think I asked Sam that, or if I did, she didn't say, but I'm like really interested on where it's going. That's my quick 6-minute update. This is why I'm vlogging this one book in particular, because I'm going to have a lot to say about it, because not that I'm critiquing it even more. I mean, I am, to be 100% honest. I'm judging it a little bit more because everyone's like, is it crazy? And Sam said it last night on the live show. She's like, I just need someone else to read it to see like if I'm crazy. And I feel like that sometimes when I start reading a book and I love it and I give 5 stars, but no one else has read it, I'm like, am I crazy? Am I the only one who loves this? Like, what is happening? So this only has 800 reviews on Goodreads as well, so I'm just gonna get back to work so I can continue reading. And yeah, I'm devouring this. Like, not devouring it fast, I want to, but I'm like savoring it because the angst, the back and forth. Like, I'm just at a point right now where I'm like, oh, this is not gonna go good, the what she has planned. Anyway, okay, that's my update. I will maybe see you tonight. I don't know when I'll update you next, whenever I have makeup on again. And yeah, okay. Hello, I'm coming to you from my chair in my living room.
because I really don't want to give up. So I just got to 50% of Magnolia Parks, and I don't feel any different than I did before. I don't feel like less obsessed or more obsessed. I still feel like very attached to the story and the characters. They're starting to piss me off because they're doing this back and forth thing, and I'm like, just talk. Just fucking have a conversation. Be open and honest for once in your life, and maybe you'll get somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, just talk, you know? Just, you know, a concept. Just open your mouth and fucking spew honesty. I also need to know who the hell BJ cheated on her with. Like, who the fuck was it? And I asked Sam, because I thought, is he gay maybe? Like, did he cheat on with a man and he doesn't want her to know? She said, no, definitely not. But I don't find out until the end of the book. And I'm like, of course I don't. But the quotes in this book are so good. Like, it's just the way that she writes about, like, how BJ is feeling about seeing her with Tom. And he's just like, I feel like my arm was cut off. And it was just, like, so poetic. It was so good. It was like, the writing is just something else. And that's part of the reason why I'm enjoying this book so damn much. It's because of the writing. Now, I know Sam gave it 4.5 stars, which if Sam gives something 4.5 stars, usually I'll give it 5. But I don't know. This is a very long book. I know that sometimes long books are necessary, but I haven't decided if it's necessary for their story yet. Like, I need to know how the second half plays out. So I'm probably not going to update you tonight because I'm about to go take a shower. But I will update you tomorrow when I get to 75%. But that's all I have for now. I'm not feeling any different. I will talk to you tomorrow. It's Friday, and I'm super happy it's freaking Friday because I need the weekend to be here. But, okay, bye.
Okay. I am dead ass trying not to cry right now. Okay, if I talk about this book, I'm gonna cry. But I got a vlog. What am I to do? So, change of plans. The last time I talked to you, I was at 50%, I think. I didn't check in at 75 because nothing felt different. Oh my god, y'all, I have goosebumps from this fucking book. Hang on. Okay, we're back like 45 minutes later. Whoa, let me back you up, hang on. We're back 45 minutes later. I FaceTimed Sam from Sam Reads a Little. I call her Samantha when I'm mad at her. When I'm mad that she put me through this emotional damage that is this book. So I talked to her, and I have decided I'm going to vlog the other 2 books. So I'm gonna read them both this weekend and have the vlog up Monday, hopefully, if it all works out. I think I could do it because I'm not planning on doing anything. But book 2 is like 500 pages once again. Book 3 is 800 something pages. And the only reason why I'm reading book 2 is because you have to read book 2 to get to book 3, and book 3 is the continuation of BJ and Magnolia. Book 2 is Christian and Daisy Hates, which I'm really, Heights? I'm really excited. One, I need to know who the fuck Jessa Hastings is. Like, why? Why would you write something like this? This is literally one of the most angstiest books I've ever read in my entire life. Like, it's pretty up there with like some of the most angsty books. But the way I feel right now, it's like a pendulum. One way I swing and I'm like, oh my god, this is one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. And then the pendulum swings the other way. I'm like, I am so fucking mad at this book and these characters and this author for writing this book. Like, who would put someone through this? Like, how can you write this and not die when you read it? Do you know what I mean? So I do have a quote, because you know it's been super angsty, but it says, "Can you die from a broken heart? Do you know? And if I did, and they cut me wide open, would I bleed loving him? When they lift my heart out of my chest cavity to weigh it, does it weigh the same as his top lip? Is his name carved into my third rib to the left? Bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh, he's killing me. Loving him is killing me too, and I'm afraid because how many loves really do you get in a lifetime?" What the fuck? So yeah, I've officially decided to go into Daisy Hates, or Heights? I think it's Heights. Daisy Heights, whatever. Officially. It's pulling up on my Hoopla right now. I'm gonna start it. I'm having a salad for my lunch today. I took a break to FaceTime Sam. Bernie came home. I made a salad to get some of my anger out and to chop everything up, and oh, it's 654 pages. Holy balls. Okay. Oh my God, I just read the dedication for this book. So it says, "To my grandma, Carol, I think you'll hate this more than the first one, but I love you more than ever. And close this book right now. You need not venture any further." Why would she warn her grandmother, but not us? I definitely feel a certain way about this book. It is a 5-star read, so as much as I'm bitching and complaining, it is a 5-star read. I hope you enjoy the rest of the vlog because I am vlogging books 2 and 3. If you do not care about seeing books 2 and 3, it's totally fine. You can skip out now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you're here and you stayed for the first book. I just need to know what happens with these characters, and it's been a very, very, very long time since I've read a book or a series where I'm like actually involved with all of the characters. So yeah, I need to know the back and forth, the toxicity, the pain, the heartbreak, the friendships broken, the everything. I need to know. So I'm gonna stop rambling now because I really don't know what else to say, even though I've sat on my thoughts for like almost an hour. I mean, you saw, like, literally, I called Sam and I was like, "I'm crying. Like, how did you not cry reading this book?" She said, "I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a different place and my heart just broke," because you could tell that they just love each other so much, but they keep hurting each other in ways that they couldn't explain. I mean, they could, and they finally resolved it, and then something else happens. I'm so mad. I just want to, like, oh, I screamed so loud it scared Puppy, and he started barking. So I'll check in with you when, probably I'm about halfway through with Daisy Heights, because I think I'll do halfway through anyway, or until I have something to say. Bye. Hello, everyone. I'm coming to you from my couch with a super floppy bun, because I don't care. It is Saturday afternoon. I actually just got done reading sprints. As you can tell, I was doing reading sprints on my channel. Well, you already saw it, obviously. Anyway, I am 60% of the way through Daisy Hates. I think I said Heights, but it's Hates. Don't mind the no makeup look today. It's just a chill day, okay? But I wanted to update you because I could easily just continue this book and just update you when I'm done, but I wanted to give like at least an update at some point before the end of the book. So this book has very different writing than Magnolia Parks. So if you're gonna go into this book thinking it's very similar to Magnolia Parks, it is not similar to. I mean, it is, because it's still Jessa Hastings, but at the same time, it does have a very different writing style. But I also think it's because it's a different character. So Magnolia is a very flowery person, and she's a very flowy person. Like, that's just her personality. So the writing makes sense also because of BJ. It's BJ. He's also like a hopeless romantic. Like, obviously with Magnolia he is. And I just think that the writing fits those characters. With Daisy, she's very analytical. She's going to school to be a, what is she doing? Doctor. To be a doctor. So she has a lot of things like that. So there's like endnotes and annotations. That's kind of weird. It was kind of weird to start reading that. Hi, puppy. But I actually don't mind it now. And it's just interesting the way that, once again, we kind of have a love triangle situation. Once again. So it's Daisy and Christian, but also you have Romeo. Sorry if my camera's shaking. Hang on. We also have Daisy and Romeo, which Romeo is the person that she used to have a thing with when she was younger. So it's kind of like a love triangle thing. Anyway, it's very interesting. It has a lot more mafia feel to it, which is a little different than the first book, because it was mentioned that Jules and Daisy Julian, which is Daisy's sister, was like mafia royalty was mentioned, but
Yeah, it's really interesting the way that it's playing out. Daisy is a badass. Like, after everything that's happened in her past, she takes it like under her control to make sure that like no one would ever do that again to her. So I find it interesting that she is so strong at such a young age, because I think she's only 20, 21. Anyway, I feel like now things are gonna get moving. So I think I'm gonna update you later tonight when I finish it. I'm gonna go have dinner and stuff like that. I'm doing laundry. Sorry, I have something in my eye, but yeah, it's I need to start the third book tonight, or I'm not gonna finish it by tomorrow, because that book's 800 pages. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish it soon. So yeah, that's my little really quick update. But I just, because it's the second book, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil anything. It's not as angsty as the first book, I will say that. It's not as angsty. I'm still enjoying it. It's just not as angsty. If I had to rate it right now, it would be a 4-star read. Yeah, it would be a 4-star read. Still kind of character driven. There's a little bit of a plot, a little bit more of a plot, but it's still more character driven. I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, so that's what I got. I'll update you later when I finish. Back with my last Saturday update. I'm really tired. I finished Daisy Hates. I had dinner with Brandon and I finished it while I was eating, and then right after. And I'm literally about to lay down for the night to read Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home, which is the third book. And because I have to start tonight, I'm hoping to get through about 200 pages tonight, because then I'll leave 600 pages for tomorrow. Yay! Because it's an 800-page book. Anyway, I'm giving Daisy Hates 4 stars. So to me, like I said, it was not as angsty as the other books, or the other book it's not as angsty as book 1. Daisy Hates has her own shit going on, and while there is a part where she pushes away the one person I want her to be with, I don't know why she pushes him away and doesn't just let him talk. So I feel like they're not as like faded as BJ and Magnolia are, if that makes sense. Because I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, but yeah, I just don't think Christian and Daisy are as faded as BJ and Magnolia, unfortunately. But it was still good. I'm still giving it 4 stars. It was a good read. There is a chapter, or like it's not an epilogue. Well, let me just say, the way that it ended, like I was like, oh wow, it's their HEA. No, it doesn't fucking end that way. I'm like, why is this girl doing this to me? Why is this Jessa Hastings doing this to me? Why my makeup is like running down my eye? Why is she doing this to me? Anyway, I did get Jess's messages because Jess finished Magnolia Parks. As soon as we got off the reading sprint, she had dinner and she finished it. She was texting me. So I will have her vlog linked down below too, because I think that you should go check it out, because I know it's gonna be great and I cannot wait to watch it. But yeah, it's going well. I just think that being back with Magnolia and BJ might just give me a heart attack, but I'm ready to go in. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lay on the couch. I have my puppy next to me. I can't flip the camera around, but he's literally like, puppy. He's literally laying right next to me. This is what we do on the weekends. And so this weekend, me and Brandon really needed to relax. So, whoa, that's what I'm doing. He's playing games. So I'm filming on my phone instead of my vlog camera because I don't want to get it because it's all the way upstairs. But I will update you tomorrow. I plan to maybe film tomorrow. Maybe. I haven't decided. But I'm probably going to be more put together than I am today. Anyway, okay, bye.
Hello. Happy Sunday. I told you you would see me when I am looking a little bit better, and I am. I'm about to film. I'm about to edit this vlog. So, I know I told you yesterday, okay? I know I was like, hey, I'm going to update you tomorrow when I get like 50% into the book, and it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fine, right? Everything's gonna be fine. Listen, I stayed up till like almost 3 in the morning and I got through 70% of the book, and then through breakfast this morning, or brunch, we had brunch at like 12 because we both slept in, because we both stayed up late. I finished the book. So yeah, I'm here to update you on book 3. Now, I couldn't really update you halfway through the book on book 3 because it's gonna spoil things, and I want you to read this book because I think it's a beautiful book and a beautiful story. So I definitely have a lot of thoughts on BJ and Magnolia's full story. And then I'll get into like my thoughts as a series as a whole, how I think you should read it, stuff like that. So I will say right off the bat that I think BJ and Magnolia's story is something that I don't think many people are going to experience in their real life at all. Do I think people like out there have that kind of relationship? But I think that what they go through is so personal to them, and it's crazy because as you read these books, specifically book 1 and 3, because it follows BJ and Magnolia, I really feel that these characters like exist in real life, that I was reading their real life story and I was connecting with them on like this crazy level, if that makes sense. And I just feel that it was something that at the end of book 1, I hated BJ. I was so mad. I was so angry. In my head, I kept thinking, I don't know how he's going to be redeemed. There's no way that he can be redeemed. There's no way that in my head, book 3 is going to wrap up everything and they're going to be together forever. You know what I mean? And I will say with book 3, there are a lot of things that come out from BJ and from Magnolia. They're not secrets, but they're more like explanations. Not that it is an excuse of what happened with both of them did. Well, I hated BJ at the end of book 1. Both Magnolia and BJ are to blame. They are both toxic in their own way. It's not one or the other. They both have things that they're not perfect for. And you really see the character growth, I think, more in book 3 with BJ than Magnolia. Magnolia kind of does her thing in book 1. She really grows. She understands like maybe a little bit. And then at the end of book 3, it's like really her growth. And I just feel like, I would say it's a happily ever after, but more for a happy for now. I would say I would classify it as a happy for now, only because there's something that happens at the end of book 3 that you're like, wait, what? And you have so many more questions. And I would say I wouldn't say it pertains to like their romance in particular. It's something else, someone else, I will say. That's not giving spoilers or anything like that. But I do want to mention a couple of trigger warnings for book 3 if you want to read it. And I don't think these are spoilers. If you don't want to know the trigger warnings, that's totally fine. You can skip ahead like 2 minutes. But there are trigger warnings for sexual assault. There's trigger warnings for miscarriage and talk of a miscarriage and grief. There is a trigger warning for, of course, cheating. Yeah, that happens. Those are the 3 major trigger warnings that I want to say because it is talked about in book 3 about that. Now, I think that the writing is something that is absolutely beautiful. So my full thoughts on this series is that book 1 and 3 are 2 of my favorite books of this year. I will say that. It's going to be on the list. Only because the writing is so beautiful, and if you've read this series, you know. If you haven't, I'm going to explain it this way. The writing is not perfection in the way that maybe someone who has like a degree in literary whatever who's fancy, you know what I mean? But to me, it's perfect. It tells the story perfectly for those 2 characters, for BJ and Magnolia. They are both characters who are emotional, who wear their hearts on their sleeves, who hurt and get hurt easily. They are just emotional and toxic and messy, and they care for the people around them, and the writing reflects them as people. And I think that's something very different. Now, when you go into book 2, which is Daisy Hates, which I gave 4 stars, it was a good book, but there's annotations in the book that are a little weird, but it makes sense because Daisy is an analytical person. She is going to school to be a doctor. She is an analytical person. She is very straightforward. She lays it out there. So the writing is going to be different. And I realized that when I jumped into book 3, it went right back into the flowy, to the very flowery wording, to the way that the author describes things is just beautiful. And I realized she's doing it because the characters are telling the story. She, as an author, may not have the writing style. She is writing how the characters themselves would write it, which is why I say it feels like an autobiography, that you're reading their conscious streaming thoughts. It's just a continuous, so that's why it flips back and forth really quickly if you read it to past to present there, or a memory or whatever, and there's no like break in it because it's not the author telling the story. It is the characters telling the story. And I find that extremely interesting, and I think that's why a lot of people love this book. So I just wanted to say that I think that the story overall is good. I don't know where book 4 is going to go. Jessa Hastings today, this is Sunday, she's doing like an Ask Me Anything kind of on her Instagram. She's talking about like the characters and stuff like that. She said that Tom will probably eventually get a book. She doesn't have a plan to write all the characters in the universe. I've already ordered some merch because I need some Magnolia merch in my life. So yeah, it was just a really good reading experience for me. So thank you, Samantha, Sam from Sam Reads a Little. I know I was really harsh about this book at the beginning with the cover because I found the cover so like weird, but it totally makes sense. And I think that just is just the perfect cover for the book. I can't imagine any other cover. So I think that overall it was a perfect story. I will have Sam's reading vlog linked down below. I will also have Rachel from Raven Haired Reader, her vlog linked down below where she read all 3 of her books. Sam's vlog is just the first book with a different book. She was doing just two books for a reading vlog. But after watching that is when I picked it up. I'm going to link Jess's reading vlog because Jess of Peaceful Books, I convinced her to read the first book, and I'm a member of her, so I had early access and I watched her this morning. Her reactions are fantastic. And then I will also link Locke's Library, which I didn't know this. She was the one who talked about this book like first, I guess. That's where Sam heard it, and you know, Rachel and stuff like that. So I love as a community that we can find a book and the people who want to pick it up, and the people who love it rave about it. And that's what I love about this book community, is that we can agree most of the time on a book if it's pretty damn good, but we also can like look at their kind of different perspectives. So I really loved this series. You can let me know if you want to check it out. I want to go back and reread it because I want to annotate the physical books. I know I'm getting them as gifts. I know someone who's gifting me 1 book. Someone else who's gifting me the 3rd book. Thank you so much. They haven't gotten here yet, but I know who. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I think that these characters are going to stick with me for a really, really long time. In the best way, but I feel with the 3rd book I have a little bit of satisfaction in their love story, that I can move forward in my life and on with my life and read other things, because I did not read it. When I started Magnolia Parks, I was in the middle of another book too, and I finished that, and I've been on this Magnolia Parks universe roll. I've read all 3 books in like 4 days, and I feel like I can finally move forward with my life and read other things. And I don't know what to pick up next. I have no clue what to pick up tonight. Like, I don't know. I have no clue. I have a TBR, but I feel like anything I pick up now, I'm just gonna still think about those characters. And that's how you know, as a reader, it just, they have like this little corner of my heart that I will just never forget them as characters. So anyway, that's my very long explanation of book 3, but I really hope you enjoyed it. As for the reading order, I personally think that you can read book 1 and book 3. I personally do not think you need to read book 2 in between, because that follows 2 different characters, Daisy and Christian. And what happens in their life has no effect on BJ and Magnolia's story. They are mentioned briefly in book 3, specifically Jules. He has a little bit more of a bigger place for Magnolia in Magnolia Parks book number 3. But I personally don't think that you have to read book 2 to move on to book 3 if you are someone who just cares about Magnolia and PJ. But I will say there's one chapter at the end of Daisy Hates that I think that it ties in book 2 to book 3 really, really well. Not like what happens in book 2 and 3, but it brings light of when you start book 3, you're kind of dropped back into their world. But that chapter at the end of Daisy Hates bridges the gap that you're like, wait, what happened from there to there? That chapter kind of explains things that happen and like where people are and stuff like that. So I will say that I don't think you necessarily have to, but I think it's beneficial at least to read that last chapter if you just so happen to have all 3 books. I will say they are available on Hoopla. They're not available on my Libby app. Doesn't mean that they won't be, but they are available. I will have them linked down below. Their affiliate links, obviously, I always do that with my videos for like the Amazon books, but feel free to just do it yourself and just Amazon it yourself or whatever. But that's all I have for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it through. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.